What is your craziest storage story for gold or silver? That's what we're going to be talking about today. Of course, doing the usual gold, silver, and platinum analysis. But, of course, at first we are going to do the synchronized slurp. This is Good Morning Stackers, your week daily live morning show all about bullion, gold, silver. We talk about all things gold and silver, and we do some shout outs and the whole deal. So go use the time codes below to go straight to that silver or gold or platinum analysis, or straight to the storage talk, the crazy storage stories. But in the next 20 seconds, we will do the synchronized slurp. That is where you grab a tasty beverage and slurp synchronizedly with all the people here. It is Good Morning Stackers. Join the GMS family. Hit the big red subscribe button. Hey, everyone, we'll do some shout outs, do all that usual stuff, a couple of plugs, and then we'll get straight into it after that. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Oh, that was a good slurp today. How are you feeling, everyone? Post a comment below. Let me know that you're here. Once again, the Good Morning Stackers show. Use the time codes. Just use the time codes to go straight to the part you want to see. Gold, silver, platinum analysis, and then we're doing the crazy storage stories. Don't give anything away personally. Usually it's going to be something that you've heard of yourself. So I'll do some shout outs, of course. We'll do everything else that we have to do on the channel before we get into today's subject. I also wanted to mention the subscribers. Got to do that. 151 subscribers now, and this is the fourth week of the show as well. So just doing absolute great guns in my humble opinion, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. My name is Joe Main. I've worked in the precious metals industry, in the bullion retail industry for the last 11 years. That's why that's why I do this show, and that's why you come and do the synchronized slurp, and you come and say hello and we talk. So Pete Repeat says GMS. Black Coal says GMS. Desi says, hey everyone. Memph. Memph's in the house today. Good to see you, Memph. Memph, I know, is everyone gather around Memph. Give Memph a some real support, because Memph, I know for a fact, is a new stacker. And we love new stackers. So welcome to the family. Welcome to the world of stacking in particular. So anyone, give Memph a lot of support. Any questions that Memph has, we'll try and support Memph as much as possible. Welcome. You're in it now, mate. That's it. You're done. The shiny is too shiny to never to go back from here. Once we pull you in, you can never get back up. So he says, I'm in time for this live morning. Woohoo! I hope you did the synchronized slurp with us. Living Adam Man, g'day mate. GMS. Memph says, today is the day I'm stacking. Thank you. You're stacking. Okay, cool, great, fantastic. So any last comments and shout outs? Of course, what I need to do is I'm going to share the screen and quickly mention a couple of things you need to know, of course, about Good Morning Stackers. And it is brought to you by my brand partner, Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. This is exactly the business that I would set up. I would set up exactly in this way and offer all the features that Perth Bullion Exchange are offering if I was starting my own bullion business again. I did it for a brief period a number of years ago. That went away for various personal reasons. But if I was starting a new company, this is exactly what I would do. Every single thing in particular I would offer, and Perth Bullion Exchange is the first bullion company in Australia to offer free shipping on all volume discounts. If you don't know what we're talking about, doesn't make any sense to you, just go to the website, play around with the shopping cart, start adding things, and then you'll see, oh, I get free shipping if I buy over a certain amount. That's never been heard of before. And if Ricky from Perth Bullion Exchange wants to send me a text message or something and let me know what the special of the day is. They're doing 30 days of specials. They launched the business on May the 1st and doing a special every single day for the first month of opening. So I don't know what that special is yet. I haven't received a text or anything. So Ricky, if you're watching live, tell me what the special is, and I will give a shout out live as well. Also, just want to show you my Instagram channel, instagram.com/itsjoemain. Why am I showing you that? Because you can find free content on there all about how to launch and grow a YouTube channel for your business. So if you have a business, doesn't matter what kind of business it is, look at my free content and then send me a message if you want to work with me personally. That's going to cost you money, duh. Capitalist, hello, sorry, I like to make money. But I help you by launching and growing a YouTube channel. We talk about content strategies, all that sort of stuff. Watch the free content and it goes into more. And then share this with someone who has a business that you know could benefit from a YouTube channel. You've seen what I've done with Bullion Now, with Ainslie, with all those other Bullion business channels that I've worked with, but I work with other kinds of businesses as well. So anyway, that's that plug. Let's go straight back to the comments, last comments before we get into gold and silver analysis. Let's see. Mark, Florida. All right. Good on you. Mark, Florida. Just found you. Checking out what is going on down under. I'm from South Florida, USA, 8 p.m. Great. So, and I'll give a shout out well, g'day, Mark. G'day, mate. How you going? All right. This is how we really talk in Australia. Not really. Everyone has varying accents, like within America. You know, you've got your southern accent, you've got your Boston, you've got all kinds of accents. I'm from Melbourne in Australia. This is kind of the more, I get asked every now and then, are you from England? From people, like, particularly when I lived in America, I'd say, are you British? It's like, no, I'm from Melbourne. You know, not as thick kind of Australian accent. So great to see you. I did post, I post the little link to this live show on Reddit, and I do it on the Wall Street Silver Forum, and I do it on the Silver Degen Club Forum on Reddit. So that's why, probably that's where you found me, Mark. So fantastic. Great to see you. So yeah, we are in the future here in Australia, just so you know. It's Monday, 10 o'clock. So we can tell you, if I tell you now what the price of silver is now, you can go and make all your trades accordingly and make just a lot of money because we're in the future. So, you know, get it? So Living Adam Man says, I'm keen to order from Perth Bullion Exchange, but I'm broke. Well, that'll do it. So yeah, that'll do it. But hey, dollar cost average, once you get some cash, yeah, buy from Perth Bullion Exchange. Buy from all the other dealers as well, but they're my preferred partner, my preferred dealer at the moment. But I love them all because I've worked for a lot of them. So Living Out of Man says, hey, Mark. Yeah, all right, you can talk amongst yourselves too. GMS Tony's in the house. Tony gets a boom, boom, boom. Pete asks, how was the gig? You know what? The gig didn't actually end up happening. Again, use the time codes below, people, if you want to go straight to your gold, silver analysis, if you're watching this on the replay. If you're watching this live, sorry, suck it up. How was the gig? I was going to do a gig on Saturday in Geelong at a place called the Elephant and Castle. I'm a singer. That's what my nighttime job's been for a very, very long time. And then it got cancelled on me. The original singer could now do the gig, so they called me and said, sorry mate, we know we booked you, but they sent me a little bit of scratch, a little bit of this for the inconvenience. That's okay, but I didn't do it, so the gig did not go well because it didn't happen. Talk amongst yourselves. Good morning, Joe. Exactly my premise. Yeah. Get stuffed, mate. Get stuffed, mate. No, Black Coal says Melbourneites sound posh. So to Adelaide. Oh, really? The Adelaide accent. I don't really know. Did the Adelaideans have an accent? Probably. And a couple of last ones here. And GMS says, Ray says GMS. Okay, that's done with the shout outs. All right. Move along, people. We're going to get to some analyses. All right, I'm going to share the screen and we're going to go straight to. First, we'll talk about do the gold to silver ratio right here. So, of course, this is the Gold and Silver Stackers Australia Forum. If you're a stacker within Australia, you are welcome to join. It's a private group. I'm not an admin or anything like that, and I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that. It's the place to be at the moment. So I post there every single morning before I do the show, and I post a link and a little bit about what I'm talking about. So, good morning, stackers. The gold to silver ratio has shown weekly support at 83.35 for a while now, closing the week below this would signal to me a likely test of the next support level of 80. After 80, the real fun begins for silver. So let's see what the hell I'm talking about. Let's go gold to silver ratio right here. It looks like it opened green. We've just started the week. So it opened green, and as per damn usual, you have a little bit of a fake out in the opposite direction in which it's going to end up heading for the day or the week, etc. And this is such a live show that you get to hear me burp and fart, and I never farted on camera. But maybe, if you're lucky, send me a silver ounce and I'll let one rip. So here's the gold to silver ratio. I just cracked myself up. Here's the gold to silver ratio right here. Now you can see over the last few weeks, and actually this is like the last 23 weeks, it's held above this key level of support, which I think it is at 83.35 roughly. But don't worry about that. Just in the last few weeks, we closed above and then we had our first test. So this is why I'm using 83.35, because we closed, if you see right here, a few weeks ago, we closed the week above it. Then the next week, we came to test it as support, then it bounced off. And then we made a test of it, but it was a spike down, so a weekly spike, so a quick wick. Nothing like a quick wick. And then it spiked above and it closed above the week, again, above that level here. So that's why I think it's a significant level of support at the moment. I would say if silver continues to outperform silver like it has in the last week or so, and if it closes the week below this level, below here, then I'm going to say, oh, we're going to have a test of this area here, very key area around here. But that's probably sets up a test of this 80 level. That's the next big level for the gold to silver ratio. Again, you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. This measures the price of gold versus the price of silver. As this goes up, gold is outperforming silver. As this goes down, silver is outperforming gold. Cool? Makes sense? And you can see this very clear support level here of 80 right there. That's a big one for me. And you've got this downtrend line right here. So it's all around the 80 mark. You've got this downtrend line right here. It found support, so it broke out, then found support right here. You've got this uptrend line right here as well. It's all culminating around, it's actually around about 81, 82, but I'm using 80 as the level. Is if we break here and close below this downtrend line in particular, close below here, but see, that's around about the 80 level right there. Close below, I would say, on a weekly time frame, definitely on a monthly time frame. If we close below there, and then it's looking great guns for silver in relation to gold. So that's what I'm watching out for on the gold to silver ratio. But let's talk about the metals prices in the fiat dollar denomination. We call it, of course, fiat dollar. It is currency. Fiat currency is not money. Gold and silver are real money. You know that. I know that. We all know it. Here is silver. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so looking on the daily time frame. Okay, so I had thought, and I posted this over the weekend, I had thought, and look, it still may play out, but I'd thought we would at least see a test, and I'll keep it for now. I think, and I had thought we would still see a test of this support level here at $27.75, $27.80 US dollars. Of course, we're using US dollars right now because, and I'll pop it on the 4-hour, because we had this beautiful, and it just played out so well, and it was very easy to spot once it, calling an inverse head and shoulders here is not going to happen. Calling an inverse shoulders here, possibly. Calling it here is pretty damn obvious. So because you've got the left head, the left shoulder, the right, the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder, and then we found that support level of that kind of 27 area right there. I was around about here when I called the potential pattern playing out, and then it did play out. Doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean anything. It was pretty easy to see for people. But what I did call pretty closely, and I wouldn't say I called it, so I'm not going to say I called it, but I said it was a significant level of resistance, was after we broke out of it was a confirmed inverse head and shoulders pattern, and we broke out, and I suggested that this area here of 28.80 would be an area of significant resistance, potentially, and yeah, it was. So we saw a lovely bounce bounce down off of 28.80, and then a little bit of consolidation right now. I have been saying that I think a retest is normal of this breakout area right here. So I think we will still see that test of here. And I'm very happy to be wrong though, because that means we just sail and sail towards 28.80, and then that'll probably be taken out the second time for sure. But I'm just going to keep the call for now because we've just opened the day and we've just opened the week. So you can have very much you can have fake outs. So the start of a week, the start of a day can open in one direction, and then that's the fake out, and it goes, no you don't, and it's going to head down. So I'm going to keep that call, and again, happy to be wrong, but I'll call it at that 27.80 level is where I think we might come down to. It would be at least there if we're going to come down further from here. You'd see a bounce off of 28.80, and if not, then we might be even going for a retest of the breakout. So breakout and then retest right there. It just depends when it hits. It's just that downtrend line. Could be anywhere down to about $23.40 US cents. I wouldn't want to see it break below 27.40. A break below here of 27.40, and then probably down further. So I'll call it here 27.80 support level. Don't want to break 27.40. If we do break up from here and it's just a green week, obviously you've got this little area to contend with, 28.80. After 28.80, sky's kind of the limit. Really, I've got my final hurdle here at $31, $32 area right there. That's the final hurdle for me. If you're brand new subscriber, that's the final hurdle for me to say we are 100% in a bull market. We're probably there already. It's very likely it's 99% bull market territory for months and years to come. But I just really want to see it confirm and break over and hold over $31.20 to $32 roughly. But resistance, you'd probably sail through this because it was a quick spike. So once we get over this 28.80 mark, $29 mark, I would say I wouldn't call that resistance at $30 probably. Let me go back. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I don't think that would be a second level of resistance. I think we would sail through. So after 28.80, I'm going to call it in the next, if it happens this week, probably won't. But if it does, then I would say we're probably just going to sail through that area, and then we're up to the final hurdle of that $31.20, $32 area. Why do I have that as an area? Because it's a key Fibonacci area for me. I find them extremely predictive for the silver market and the gold market in particular. I'll do a video, I might do a video series maybe on how predictive Fibonacci is for the precious metals. I find it to be. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy, of course, but if enough people believe it to be predictive, then they place their trades accordingly, and that's where the price goes, if that makes sense. So that's my call. Going to stay for silver, likely to the downside first before we see any more upside, so I'm going to call that. That's my opinion. Happy to be wrong. I'm not going to check your comments just yet. I'll go straight into gold, and then I'll do platinum, then I'll go to your comments. Then we'll talk about the craziest storage stories, and I've got an absolute doozy for you from when I worked at a particular bullion dealer, a very famous one, I should say. So here's gold on the daily time frame. Priced in US dollars once again, 2,362. And what do you know? God, I love technical analysis. It's so cool. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Oh, that's on the daily. No, that's right there. You've got that trend line. Maybe that didn't play up. Sometimes, yeah, you can see it doesn't really match up. I was going to say it came up to this trend line and we found a little bit of resistance there. But that's on the daily time frame, but it's not really syncing up with the trend line. So I'll go back to the 4-hour. We're just still hovering above that 2,350 mark. Sorry, I hope I'm not giving you vertigo with all the bloody line movement today. So right here, you can see this clear downtrend line. We made a play for it. It was a failed move. Oftentimes from a failed move comes a fast move in the opposite direction. We did see that fast move in the opposite direction. And you've got this level here, which is a previous level of resistance, 2,350. It was also a previous level of support here, 2,350. That's why I've had this purple box drawn in this area right here. And actually, no, that's not the reason. 2,350, I've had this drawn in for quite a while, and that was a key Fibonacci area. My apologies. So that was key Fibonacci. This one and this one, 2,350 right there, 2,470 was two key Fibonacci areas, and then we happened to find support and resistance at that key Fibonacci area. What do you know? So key support right there, the bounce off, failed move, oftentimes from a failed move, fast move in the opposite direction. Then we found resistance here at 2,350. That's why I think it's a key area of support that we need to hold. If we don't hold 2,350 in the next week, if it closes below, particularly for the week, then we're going to head down to probably here at 2,330 US dollars roughly. But for now, we might find support here, and hopefully we see a bounce off. We need to break above this uptrend line, and then we'd be making a play for the next level, and that's at 2,390 in my humble opinion. After 2,390, then I would say we're pretty clear skies for new all-time highs, and the next area of resistance might not be major resistance, but here at 2,470 US dollars. Again, key area of key Fibonacci area. Could be a level of resistance right there. But for now, gold just needs to hold that $2,350 area. Otherwise, we head down here to 330, heading further down there. I won't talk about that because this is a daily show, so we're kind of talking about sort of daily, maybe weekly levels. That is gold. Let's go to platinum. Platinum has remained above this area so far, so that's positive. I keep telling you that I'm not getting excited about platinum. If you're new to the show, welcome. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm not getting excited about platinum until it breaks this downtrend line right here. Look, this week could be the week. Is it the week? Yeah, it could be. We've had a beautiful move in the last couple of weeks. It's a weekly candle. So here are the positives for platinum. It annoys me. Platinum annoys me. It flirts with me constantly. It just teases me and then it heads back down. Let's see. But the last couple of weeks, it's been green. So green last week, green the week before. It is currently over this downtrend line, the very long-term downtrend line from 2008. I won't show you it right now. And we are above it currently, but we have just opened the week. So could we see a move back down into this area? Yeah. Okay, and that would just be par for course for platinum. But what I'd love to see would be a fake out. That would be great. So a weekly fake out right here, down to this area of around about this trend line, call it 990 US dollars, and then I want that to be the fake out, and then haha, sucked in, suckers. You thought it was going further down? No, we're heading up to here. So that's really all I have to say about platinum. It's just flirting with us, and I need to see it hold. Oh, you little son of it! See how it moves as we talk. I need to see it hold 990. If it doesn't hold 990, we're heading back down to where, I don't know. That's where I need to see it hold. And for the newbies, for Memph, and for the other newbies, for Mark, Florida, I want to see that, I want to see it break above there. That's when I start to get excited, and then we start talking about heading up to the final hurdle of 1,115. After 1,115, you've got a whole bunch of different Fibonacci levels, but, you know, we'll get there eventually, hopefully. Platinum's just flirting with me, and it's really annoying. And like Lucy and the football, Mark will understand this. Like Lucy and the football, Platinum has been doing that to me for the last bunch of years. So I have used this Lucy and the football reference before, but now we have a Floridian in the house. We have a Yankee in the house. Mark can tell us that he understands the Lucy and the football analogy. So that is platinum. That's all I'm going to say about that. So that is your precious metals analysis. We're going to go back to some quick comments, and then we're going to talk about our crazy storage stories. Here we go. I'm going to have to scroll right up. People, oh my goodness me, look at all this. Hey Ray, hey GMS. I'm going to go to this one here. Tony Pearson says, we'll talk about that. Oh, well, we'll do some comments, and maybe we'll just get straight into it. Tony Pearson says, in reply to your question on Gold Silver Stackers Australia, I have a story about the wrong way to store metals. Okay, a customer who shall remain nameless buried a heap of Silver Shield boxed proofs. Yeah, okay. The ones that come in the black boxes. Do I have one with me on the desk here? Unless I put it away. No, I didn't. I have a bunch of Silver Shield, as Tony knows, but I have a bunch of Silver Shield stuff, and in the proofs, in the boxes, and all that. Buried the boxes? Yeah, that's not. Depends how were they buried in a bigger metal box or anything? Because if you just bury them in the boxes, they're going to get eroded away. Not a good idea. However, let me do a quick couple of shout outs. We'll do a couple of comments, and then we'll start talking about storage. Give me a sec. Crazy storage things. Leaving Adaman asks, I wonder who the second company to offer free shipping will be. I wonder that too. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. Who knows? Perth Bullion Exchange could be the only one for a very long time. I don't. Here's my feeling. Here's my feeling. Before we do another synchronized slurp, here's my feeling on that. Great question. And maybe I'm putting this out there in the world as a reverse psychology, although I just gave it away. But I honestly don't believe that any current bullion dealer, I don't believe any current major bullion dealer in Australia will then start going, oh, great idea, we're going to do it too. I don't believe they will. It could be feasibly possible. It could be for some companies I know, because I worked for them. For some companies, that's not probably going to be fiscally possible. It's not going to be possible from just a financial perspective. And then some maybe just won't do it because they'll have to change a bunch of processes and things. So I really don't think and a currently established major Australian bullion dealer will ever come to the party and go, yeah, we'll do it too. Now, brand new businesses starting, that'll be the thing. I can tell you right now, I have no plan to start a bullion business. I've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, have the t-shirt, and yeah, maybe one day. But I can tell you, if I started a bullion business again, yep, 100%, I'd be doing that. But I'm so glad Perth Bullion Exchange has been doing it. Let me just check my messages. Did they message? Oh, give me 1 second. Nah. Ricky, if you're watching live, Ricky from Perth Bullion Exchange, tell me what this week's special on Perth Bullion Exchange website is, perthbullion.com.au. Yeah, so no Australian dealer, established one, will do it. But that's maybe a little reverse psychology right there too, because I think everyone should. But yeah, new businesses will eventually. But it's great that Perth Bullion Exchange has been the first one. So good question. But Living Adamant says my money is on a retest this week. Yeah, for silver, I think so too. We'll get back to that one. There's storage things. Before we get on to crazy storage stories, we'll just get a few of these comments. Platinum is not a monetary metal. Some say to avoid it as an investment. Yeah. Don't buy it then. Don't. Gold, silver, great. Platinum has its time every now and then. And not sure why. Now we're talking amongst ourselves. Love it. Technically, it is white gold. Yeah. Mark says, yep, Lucy always wins. Always wins the crazy... Damn, Lucy. Lucy in the football. Yeah, it's literally my feeling with Platinum. I get the ball picked up from before and I just go ass over head. Just like Charlie Brown. Poor Charlie Brown. Yeah, no, it's a super rare metal. Yeah, we're talking about Platinum here. I'm old enough to remember Charlie Brown cartoons. So am I. I love that you're just talking about each other. I would love that. Black Coal says Perth Bullion Exchange would need to be large enough to disrupt the Aussie bullion market before others change to free shipping. Yeah, so they're probably watching. They're watching Perth Bullion Exchange now, going, "Oh, really? Oh, let's see how long that lasts. Oh, free shipping. I can tell you, I won't do that. No, I won't do that. This is a live show. But there may be companies there'll be companies that'll be like the following. They'll be like, mate, good on them. I hope it works out for them. There might be other companies that go, really? Yeah, good luck. Yeah, that won't last. Possibly. So there'll be a gamut of all emotions with Perth Bullion doing free shipping. But I think they are the guinea pig, and I think it'll go well for them because it's bringing a lot of business and a lot of attention to Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, plug. And so I think that's going to be a great snowball effect, in my humble opinion. Again, free shipping by over certain quantities. But yeah, you are right. They would need to be large enough to disrupt it and then go, oh my God, Perth Bullion Exchange is going great guns. What are we not doing that they're doing? Free shipping. So that is comments. Time code. You've hit the time code. Let's talk about the craziest gold and silver bullion storage stories that don't give away personal information. You can talk about it in a third person. I don't have crazy storage stories myself of my personally, um, but I have stories, and I have one in particular because, again, if you're just cutting to this time code, you've skipped everything else. I have worked in the bullion industry and retail industry for the last 11 years. I've served, it'll be thousands of customers now. It'd have to be over my time. So I've heard them all. And I'm going to tell you the best one that I've ever heard. But I want you to post your comment below right now. Tell me the craziest stories that either you've heard of from someone that you know, something that happened experienced that you've experienced, or a customer of yours, or someone that you know, or even ones that you've just heard the urban legend stories as well. So post your comments right now about the craziest gold and silver storage stories, and we'll go through a bunch of comments. And in that time, while you're getting yours out, and we'll talk about yours, I'm going to tell you about the craziest storage story I've ever heard of. So I was working, and I'm not going to give away personal information. So when I was working at Bullion Now, worked for Bullion Now between 2013 and 2016, I had, and some of you may have heard this story before, or possibly not many of you, I had a customer who rang up first and said, "G'day, mate. I want to come in and sell, a bunch of ounces." And they said it was because normally if it's over a certain amount, it's best to call a bullion company. So don't just come in and go, "I have 100 ounces to sell." Don't just come in on that day and go expect to be paid cash or expect to be whatever that day. If it's more than a certain amount, you do a friendly thing and say, "Hey, I want to come in on X day. I've got X amount of ounces." So then you can give bullion dealers the time to get their S together and have the right funds and all that kind of stuff. So the customer contacted Bullion Now and said, "I've got, I think it said between 80 to 100, I think it was. I'm spitballing." So I was like, "Okay, yeah, come in, arrange an appointment, come in, that's time," and all that. And because Bullion Now buys back at spot price and then a certain percentage below spot price after a certain amount. That's the same as Perth Bullion Exchange, by the way. Perth Bullion Exchange is the second business in Australia to buy back at spot price and then, levels below after a certain amount. So those are the two companies, but Bullion Now were the first at the time. Were the only one at the time. Not the first, but the only one. Anyway, digress. Came in and said 80 to 100 ounces. Yeah, booked in the time. Right. So the gentleman comes in. Just typical Aussie guy. And he says, "G'day, mate. Here to, all right, let's see your gold." Puts his bag down, unzips the bag, pulls out a PVC pipe. Now, if I had something to show you, it would be like, okay, pretend this is a roll of wrapping paper. Okay, but remember, think of it, shorter, probably like, maybe that big, thicker as well, girthier, with where the screw caps on the bottom, and I think it was a screw cap on the bottom and then on the top. So he pulls this PVC pipe out of his bag, plastic PVC pipe, unscrews the top, I S you not, and just goes bloop, 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 on the table. Went, wow. And we knew he was coming in with that kind of ounces, but it was still, he pulled it out of this PVC pipe like, oh my God. I was like, wow, that's amazing. Like, where did you, what's this all PVC pipe about? Here he goes. So he tells me, and I was the one doing the sale. He tells me he just came back from Thailand, and he'd been over there for a couple of years. Before he left Australia, he took a PVC pipe, filled it with 1 ounce gold bars, screwed the caps on, and went out onto Crown land. Now, Australia, if you're watching this from anywhere else in the world, Crown land means just government land. So a big, think of it, I think he went out to a national park of some kind. And he found a tree, dug a hole at the bottom of a tree, at the base of a tree, big bloody hole, and put this PVC pipe in, filled it all up, blah, 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 and left. He had coordinates. He knew it must have been the GPS location, all that kind of stuff, latitude, longitude. And then he buggered off to Thailand for a couple of years. I was like, yeah, right. It's at least a year. It was like a couple of years, something like that. Then he told me, I just got back from Thailand and I just went to the tree and then I dug it up and here I am. That's the craziest one that I've heard of, and I'll tell you the extra crazy story, the extra crazy part in a second. But look, and that's for me, that's insane. I mean, there's probably more crazy stories than that. That's the most impressive one for me because went out onto Crown Land and the sheer volume of the gold as well. Again, the PVC pipe and the way he pulled it out as well. I reckon he knew he would impress us because he kind of pulled it out a little bit, like yeah, look at this, kind of thing. And so we did the deal. We talked a bit more about it. Crown Land. I didn't ask him where, but just Crown Land, government land, national park, whatever. It's like okay, cool. And then he says to me, we did the deal, and he said, okay, it's going to be X amount of dollars. Bank account, yeah, cool, yeah, all right, we'll do that as within 24 hours. You have it in a couple of days, whatever. And he goes, can you? Do you have some more? Can you do any more? Like, can I sell some more? I went, and I asked the boss, and the boss says, yeah, all right, cool, yeah, for a certain amount per ounce. Goes back into the bag, pulls out a second, larger PVC pipe, unscrews the top, all over the thing, and it was nearly, I think it was nearly double the previous one. So he sold like 150, and I'm saying this has probably gotten bigger and bigger. Like the fish was this big. It probably wasn't 150, but it felt like close to 120, 150 ounces of gold in that one thing. So he brought out one PVC pipe, amazing, Crown Land, second PVC pipe, and just went like that. So and that was it. And this is the power. This is the amazing power of precious metals. You can literally do something like that and store your wealth in real money and go bury it in Crown Land somewhere and leave it, go away. You got the GPS location. I mean, there was a lot of trust involved. What happens if in that year and a half, 2 years, there was a new development? But he was obviously smart enough and he picked some land which he knew was like a national park. And I'm pretty sure he told me it was a national park. So it's not going to be developed on. It's government land. It's not going to be touched. It's, conservation, all that kind of stuff. So he knew no one was going to come in and, start digging for houses, making land development and stuff like that. So he knew that. The only risk was that some rando person coming in with a gold detector just happened to find this one tree in this giant national park, but I guess the probability of that was highly unlikely, so he was willing to take that risk. And he did, and he just went back, pulled out, and just dumped it, and then he had hundreds of thousands of dollars. It was ridiculous. Ridiculous. So that's my crazy storage story. So let's go to your crazy storage stories that you've heard of, that you've witnessed, anything like that. So I'm going to go back to Tony Pearson's one. I read it out before, but I'll read it out again because you may have clicked the time code. So she said, I have a story about the wrong way to store metals. A customer who shall remain nameless buried a heap of buried can be good, but buried a heap of Silver Shield boxed proofs, and it sounds like Tony, and I'll read your comments, but it sounds like they then degraded and stuff. Duh. Although I do have another quick story, again from the same bullion dealer that I worked for, and we actually turned that into a video. If you don't know, anytime you've watched Bullion Now, any video of Bullion Nows that you watched that was produced between 2019 to 2022, early 2022, that's me. I created it, I filmed it, pretty much almost always me. And of course, Ruben would help out with doing sort of turntable-y things every now and then, and sort of extra shots and things like that. But mainly, I was the guy, epic unboxings, the whole thing. Anyway, we did a big series of buried silver coins. So a customer had sold back a couple of monster boxes of American silver eagles that they buried under a flower bed in their backyard. And they were 2013 ones, so they buried them in 2013, 2014. A few years later, they took them up, and we bought back the sealed boxes, and so we filmed the opening of the sealed boxes, going, what are these coins going to look like? Are they rusted? Are they toned? Are they whatever? And so you can find it still on the internet. I think it's had tens of thousands of views. Thank you very much. And so we filmed it, and they came out pristine. I mean pristine. mint condition, no toning, no nothing, and that was crazy when we did that epic unboxing video. So let's get your comments here. Oh, and so Tony Pearson says, yes, the cases and COAs got water damaged. Duh, don't bury the cardboard boxes. Like, if you're going to do it, put them in plastic, wrap them in plastic bags, but then you can also get the condensation. And so the condensation goes on the inside, so then they're still going to get wet. Duh. So that was a silly idea, whoever that person did. Now, Living Adam Man says, while I quickly sip, Living Adam Man says, I got a bunch of old silver Perth Mint kookaburras wet. Had to open them all and cloth dry them, and were surprised they weren't blemished. Perth Mint's finish is second to none. They are great finish. Perth Mint products. Chef's kiss to Perth Mint products. They really are. And the fact that they come already encapsulated from the mint, even better. I mean, that's why a lot of people buy Perth Mint products. That is excellent. Not sure. Let's see. More stories. PBE. No, we've done that one. Yeah, I think there's a face of a she shipping. Yeah, we'll go back to that one. Buried PVC pipe. Here we go. Tony says, I've seen the PVC pipe sealed at both ends, but water seeps in. Oh, okay. Interesting. That didn't occur with this one, but again, the guy was storing 1 ounce gold bars, the little square. I think they were all Perth Mint ones or a bunch of others. The one with Perth Mint bars, and they're not going to get water damage. So don't store paper, cardboard things in PVC pipes. Buried PVC pipe, what's wrong with that? Nothing. Nothing's wrong with it at all. You sold golf for kicking myself. Yeah, all right. Kelly West says, I'd love to know what folks do for storage. I'm really at a loss for a strategy and the pluses and minuses for each. Okay, I'm going to do I'll do a separate video, a separate topic, maybe this week, possibly, maybe the next week, on just general storage ideas and tips and tricks and things like that. I won't go into too much because we want to talk about just the crazy storage stories today, but I might do like an more educational storing here, storing there, all that kind of stuff. The one thing I would tell you, and I'll give you this, don't store it in your own house. If you can avoid it, if it's the only way you can do it, then you've got to, okay? But preferably don't store it in your own house because you become a target. That's all. That's one of the main reasons. But we can do that another time, talking about that. My personal crazy storage story is hubby, aka Stashy Mustachio, had stored a box with 2020 Fafnir Duos somewhere. I don't know what that series is, but I have 28 orphan COAs stored a box. Dang. What are you going to do? So do you have any particular storage stories or storage urban myths and things like that? Of course, we've talked about, you can certainly bury it, treasure maps and all that kind of stuff. I have heard of that being a thing. Of course, the stories you hear about, in particular, relatives dying, and then old Aunt May, dies and she leaves you the house, and then you're going through the house, and then you're tearing down the house because you want to build a new one, and all that stuff. And there's just stuff in the walls. In the walls, oh my God! I've heard stories from many construction people. I've some people in construction as mates, people over the years, and they've said, "Yeah, man, I found, wads of cash wrapped up in Glad wrap and all this sort of stuff, and gold and jewelry and all that." So in the walls, people love to do that. So there's Kelly. There's an idea for you to put it in the walls. Kelly says, I heard someone storing their stash in their septic tank. Yeah, I've heard that too, actually. I've heard that. Yep, in a waterproof box, of course. I've heard that before. Because who's going to go check the septic tank? If you don't know what septic means, is the poo place. The septic tank is the poo place. The septic tank is the thing that, well, it's not really the poo place. Actually, no, it is. The septic tank. That's the one that has to get drained. If you have it is. It's the septic tank is the poo place. Uh, yeah, the septic. Yeah. Geez, that would be a real interesting thing to get out. Although you have to get it drained, and you get a company in to drain it, and then I guess once it's clean and drained, you would then pull it out. That's what I think the septic tank is. Remind me if I'm incorrect on that. Yeah, you can store it in vaults, of course. Vittles vaults from Amazon used for dog food make great sealed underground caches. Interesting. Vittles vaults from Amazon used for dog food make great sealed. Okay, cool. There's your hot tip right there. Good old Vittles vaults. All right. Dry, dry dog food storage. Oh, interesting. Kelly says, yeah, it's the tank used rurally for toilet flushing. Yes. So when I lived I lived up in the Dandenong Ranges as a kid, and my teenage years and all that. Yeah, we had a septic. Yeah, so they would every now and then, every however long, the big tank would roll up the driveway and get the big hose, and it would stink for a while, and then yeah. So yes, you are correct, Kelly. So I think that might be it for the storage. Oh no, we're still going. Mark Florida says, just remember, yes, whatever method one chooses, always remember, seal, shovel, and shut the up. You don't. That is the main story. That is the main storage safety thing. Is you don't tell people. You don't tell people. Now, I've worked and I'm doing a show about gold, silver, okay? So people know that I own it. They damn well don't know where I store it, and it's damn well not in my own damn house. You know why? Because I'm not dumb. Because I'm in the public eye. I work in the precious metals industry. I have done for many, many years, and I'm doing this show. And I have the occasional look, I've got where is it? I have some play around stuff. I from my show and tell, I have a little bit of tiny bit of stuff here. So every now and then you get some show and tell from me. I showed this on the thing the other day. Is this going to be the thumbnail again? I'll trick you. It's the same one from the other day. That's the 2-ounce Royal Canadian Mint Goose coin right there. But I've got little bits and pieces around that. In the house. Yeah, a little bit. Not my whole stack. I've got just the occasionally if I need a quick bit of cash. Then I've got that, but it's not more than a very small amount. So you don't store it in your own house if you can avoid it. But if you have to, and you don't work in the industry, and you're not anyone who understands that you would have precious metals, don't tell a soul. Why? Don't. And you gotta. It depends if you want to try and wake up your family and your friends about how the world works and how the monetary system works and cycles and all that stuff. Then yeah, you might have to say, oh yeah, look, I invest in some precious metals. You don't tell them how much, and you don't tell them where you store it. So, and if you're just a single person and you don't, whatever, you don't have a family and whatever, you just do it. Just don't tell a single goddamn soul, and you don't tell people how much you have in particular, and don't store it in your own house. That's kind of the big ones, if you can avoid it. I certainly bloody don't. So that's that. I think that might be it. That might be it for the show this today for Monday, the 13th of May. If there are any last storage things that you want to get out right now, we'll do that. I'll give you about 30 seconds to do so. But grab your tasty beverage. I'd like to say thanks to everyone for joining. Mark Florida, thanks for joining. I hope you come back again and talk to us again. We're running at about 50 minutes. This normally won't go for this long, but we're talking about the crazy storage stories and all the other stuff from before. I think that's going to be it. Yep, all right. I'm not going to flog a dead horse, as they say. So we're going to say thank you so much for watching the Good Morning Stackers show for Monday the 13th of May. I will see you again tomorrow at around this kind of time-ish. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Still trying to figure out the exact time to do it. 10 a.m. is looking great at the moment. A lot of live people on the chat, which is what we want to join the family. Mark, get your tasty beverage ready. If you didn't bring one this time, you'll know for next time. Monday to Friday, we do it. So get your tasty beverage ready. Synchronised Slurp time. I'm going to get really close here. Let's see how close we can get. Go close and intimate. Whoo, look at that. I need a shave. Here we go. In 3, 2. as my central heating comes on, so then you can probably hear that noise. Perfect time to go. So, thank you very much. Nice to meet you, everyone. Have a great day. Everyone says, living Adam man. G'day, all will do. Now, g'day is you say to say hello. G'day is you don't say goodbye. It's not like aloha, which is good morning, which is hello and goodbye. G'day is just like a hello. So you don't do g'day for goodbye. You just say, here was what you would say, Mark Florida. You go, see ya. See you later. And add whatever thing you want to do at the end there. Have a great day, everyone. Love it. Have a great day. Have a great day, everyone. See you, Joe. See you, Hazza. Love to see you. We'll see you on the show tomorrow. Stay safe. Stay informed. Keep stacking. And we'll see you next time.